From Sybiz Visipay 2610, you now have a new pay run option on the ribbon bar. And essentially what this is doing is just arranging the typical pay processes into a single ribbon bar, so you don't have to leave this particular area of the software to complete the payroll process. You can keep doing what you're doing if you like. The buttons that were originally on other tabs are still there, so you can keep doing what you're doing. But essentially what you're seeing here is what it will look like up until you roll into the 26-27 financial year. So for the balance of the 25-26 financial year, you'll see the buttons as described there. Should just point out as well that ATO transfer is now STP submission, just makes a bit more sense. And essentially, when you roll into the 26-27 financial year, you'll then be presented with a slightly different pay run ribbon that shows you the Sybiz Super Transfer and also has a link to the Sybiz Employer Portal as well. And a couple other things to point out is that, as I said, the buttons that were there previously are still there. So again, this is looking at the user interface on the utilities menu prior to rolling into the 26-27 financial year for Payday Super. So here we see just the Sybiz Super export. But when we roll into the 26-27 financial year, we'll see both the Sybiz Super export and the Sybiz Super transfer. So the Sybiz Super transfer is for Payday Super. And so this allows us to have two separate processes if you're needing to do the final quarter submission for 25-26 after you've rolled into 26-27. You use the Sybiz Super export, and you could have maybe 3 pays in the Payday Super regime before you do your quarterly final quarter for 25-26. So you do have those two separate processes there. And then that's a long way off, but when you roll into the next financial year, the 27-28, there's no more need for the Sybiz Super export button, so you just have the Sybiz Super transfer button that's there for Payday Super purposes. So that's just some of the changes to the user interface that are available from Sybiz Visipay 2610.